Welcome to Clash of Streamers, a Panzer Corps 2 knockout tournament. It's a battle between multiple streamers and content creators. We're going to be playing by email, and it's just a really friendly system if you don't have a lot of time to sit down and play. Play by email is definitely the way to go. We're going to be playing on Bug River right now. Bug River, September 15, 1939. Ooh, look at that. Flamethrowers, tanks, everything right off the bat, and they're marching across the front, and I believe they're hitting our cavalry right here. So we probably need to, I don't even think we can really pull them back. They're already more than likely going to have a terrible time because they have 1 out of 15 health left. So we need to decide what we're going to do with them. Up here, we are holding 1 victory hex right here. So as you see, we have our overview, round 1, Bug River. Hold victory hexes 5 of 1. So we just need to hold 1 towards the end. There's also a strategic view, which I really like, or a strategic mode that kind of gives us a glimpse of everything that's going on the battlefield. We have some flamethrowers or some pioneers really knocking on our door down here at Warsaw, or just short of Warsaw on this victory location. Well, this is the victory location. And then we do have, looks like a lot of tanks, Panzers, and this recon vehicle, kind of trying to encircle that unit. We do have fighters. It looks like they're working on suppressing this anti-tank element right here. They have a fighter above it, or that's actually, I believe, low altitude attack. I think that's a bomber. Yep, that's definitely does not look like a fighter. That's definitely a bomber. I'm not going to, but here's everything we need to know. It gives us its strength, its fuel, and then its abilities, if it's heroes, awards, things like that. Super duper cool. And then we're going to close that. And then we can obviously bring up all our units, our unit overview if we really wanted to. And just kind of just click and see where everyone is on the map. We do have an armored train, which I find really cool. And it looks like they need to cross this waterway. So maybe there's only like 1 or 2 ways. Looks like 2 ways across right now. You can move some armored elements. I think I could move this artillery across the river, but that's not what we're going to do. It's definitely in a fairly fortified position, so I'm not stressing out about it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I mean, we could run as fast as we can. These units are out in the open, which is not super ideal for us. So we kind of want to move them to either this forest. I don't think these planes would do much good for us. This is a PL, the 8th PL infantry. And then we have some more units right there. We do have 70 prestige to spend and 45 out of 46 units. I don't know if we can really buy anything for 70. So we could save up and try and buy something later and reinforce a little bit because we are being attacked from 2 different locations. So we really need to figure this out. We have no real anti-armor element in this position, but the longer we hold this water crossing, the better for us. So we could elite reinforce this unit, or we could just reinforce them or replace. Gives us strength 6, cost 38, whereas elite will give us 5 strength, cost 60, but they maintain a bunch of their experience, if I remember correctly. It says right there in the box. So let's just do an elite replacement. They're going to reinforce. That's really good for us, and then they can survive another assault. We do have some low altitude fighters right here, so we could move them into this position and attack. I need to remember to right click, I believe, because if I left click, they'll move to that position, and we really don't need them over there. So we could kind of run interference right here and take these fighters on if we really, really wanted to. There's one just short right here, this JU 87 Bravo. We could kind of engage him. They are working their way across. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about the fighters. We do have a lot of forces down here we need to allocate and move around. So let's just grab our first fighter and just engage this target right here. And we're going to say attack. And all that's going to do is just going to weaken them, because if they keep pressing their attack right, they're going to slowly be weaker. They are pioneers. They do have flamethrowers, so that might force us out of this position a lot earlier than really what we want. But we're going to try and buy enough time to reinforce at this time. We do need to get into a good position. So there is this roadway right here, and then there's waterway right here. This is probably going to take quite a long time to work their way across, so maybe we can choke them up right here depending on how many forces or units they have right there. We do have a howitzer, but we do really, what is this? This is a really, really not super strong looking vehicle. And let's just start moving. Let's reinforce up here. Those guys are out in the open, a little exposed. Let's just maintain our posture right here. This is just an infantry element. We don't need to move our way across. We don't need to I'm thinking we don't need to do too much. I'd rather put this anti-armor in that position right there. And what that's going to do is it's going to just provide it with a bit of cover, at least in the woods. And then this unit definitely does not need to be in the open, especially with that oncoming assault. So maybe we could pre-position him a little bit to launch an encirclement if possible. So if we pull him back and maybe buy some time to upgrade him to a different unit, this unit's just going to get bombed. I don't think I have enough. If I go the long way, we don't need to harass this unit over here, but let's get some air support over here. And we're just pre-positioning at this time. This armored train does not need to be near Warsaw at this moment, but we will position it into a spot to provide armored support at some time. So let's maintain this choke point. Ooh, I didn't know it had like... bummer, I would have moved that a bit further to provide a bit more support over at Warsaw. That sucks. Oh well, I think I could undo that move, right? No, it's a PBM, so it doesn't let you undo the moves. So we don't need to launch a counter attack. Ooh, look, there's an infantry unit right there. We can kind of break their morale a little bit, and that's really all we can hit at this time. So let's do that. And as you see, we click on them. It's kind of just making them just giving them a little bit of a heartbreak suppression. And then we could kind of move this unit into position. They're currently in a countryside that really provides no entrenchment support, but we could exchange for a 6 out of 4. We take 4, they take 6. We don't know their health. Is there really a reason? A 4-1? If I move this unit and keep reinforcing, do we get a better attack? Let's shut it all down. And then mass attack times 2. I don't think I mass attacked correctly, but they're pretty weak at this moment. 5 left. I think we made a mistake with this, and he's going to be a little bit weak, but I need to pull up the manual and see what to do with mass attacks. We're going to try and hold this position right here. We're going to try and hold people at this bridge, and then we're going to keep them going. This horse, I'm just going to pull him back. He's not going to pull back anywhere. He's not going to do much of anything, and he's not pulling back from that entrenchment. And I think I'm really kind of satisfied with what's going on with everyone. If we need to reinforce, we will reinforce, but I think I'm okay with everything in this turn. I kind of want to get him out of the swamp. He's in a good little position, but we're going to reinforce this open area right here. And then we're going to open the manual and figure out how to mass attack. All right, so let's end our turn right there. That's going to go off to them. And that took relatively 8 minutes. So then we're going to go into the next phase, which is going to be pretty cool as well. So let's grab our next turn. So now we're launching our assault. So we're still playing Bug River. Going to load. And so for some reason, I went really heavy on the bombers. Something I really just wanted to do for some reason. And then I guess we can launch our assault that way, or we can just recon some of this area. So let's just do that. Cool little recon. So I think my mistake is not moving my units around. My bad. We're going to stop just short, so let's just bring this fighter over. Right on the outskirts. And then their anti-tank is beyond that, so it's out in the open, and they have what looks to be PLA infantry in there. Just looks like your standard infantry, and they pulled their armor out. So I do have a strategic bomber. One of these is a strategic, and one of these is actually a tactical bomber. So let's get our actual bomber over them. I don't know how to tell the difference, so let's just go like this. Tactical bomber, strategic. So the strategic is going to go over here and kind of suppress them. is what I would really like for them to do. And we're just going to bomb everything and everyone. Oops, I right-clicked. I thought that was a bomber. He definitely did not drop bombs right there. And we have fighter support as well. And so if he's fairly suppressed, he has 2 suppression, and we're just going to keep probing, keep seeing what we want to do. This is definitely our artillery. We want them close enough to the front, but not close enough to cause us problems. So we're going to get our artillery into position, then we're going to get our tanks into position. So let's move our pioneers down here. There we go. 7-5. We have a lot more bombers, though. Oh, suppressed by the anti-air. All right, well, he's going to pull back. We'll just reinforce him. I forgot that anti-air was there. This is artillery. We'll just get that into position as well. And we'll just start hitting everything here in a moment. Close enough to cause damage, but not close enough to do much of anything. So we're going to stand by. We do have plenty of fighters left. Let's do more reconning back here. All right, and then we'll just hit them in the back line for right now. Just for fun, suppress some enemies, threaten their back line, and maybe just make them feel like they're not going to have a good time, because we really don't want them having a good time. We don't want them into position. We don't want them just being free to move around. 7-5. So we lost 1 from moving. So they're at 14 right now. 7-5. That brings them down to 7. That brings us down to 10. I guess we take it. And we should have upgraded them to flamethrowers, but we didn't do that. Ours are just normal infantry, so we might lose them, but we can actually upgrade them later once we lose a character or 2. Tanks, I went really heavy on just standard bringing everyone in. I know there's an armored train, obviously. We're gonna push super hard. I just want to push super duper 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 hard. Alright, so there's that. And then we're in a position right here as well. I don't want to get too bogged down in an urban fight, that's for sure. And then we're going to just go super hardcore. Oh, we moved in range of this artillery. Shoot. I totally forgot there's artillery right there. All right, a couple bad opening moves. I'm not super concerned about it. We can upgrade them next turn. They're going to choose to engage us. Our fighters will come back. We'll strategic bomb this position a bit more. We're not going to hit them too hard with the anti-tank. We're not going to really challenge an anti-tank with all our tanks. We'll just keep harassing them with all our air power. It's just important to remember that like air can't really hold ground, but we're going to do our best. These fighters might be a concern, and we'll just deviate from this position because apparently there is a flat gun there, and we'll just hit them with artillery later on. And then we'll kind of change some of our units as the turn and scenario progresses. But I don't think there's anything else I want to do. Oh, shoot, right here. So I don't really see too much of a reason to move out this way, especially when it's not reinforced. If we start pushing out right now, like we're going to push into this forest and just get slaughtered, and we don't have a lot of reinforcements back here. And if they counterattack, then we can push back. There's just no reason to push forward right there. That's all. That's just my thinking. We don't have the reinforcements back there to really push forward. Right. So let's see how it turns out. All right, and that's just a quick intro to the play by email. And hopefully we do good during this tournament. If not, we'll do good during the other tournaments. All right, guys. Peace.